Hello friends, once again a very warm welcome to all of you. In the previous video we have already discussed how substrate structure affects SN reactions. In this video we will discuss other factors that affect SN reactions. First one, solvent. This is the second one because we have already discussed substrate structure effect. So in solvent effect, what we will discuss how the nature of the solvent affects the SN reactions. Nature of the solvent means we will discuss the polarity of the solvent. You know, polar solvents are two types: polar photic solvents and polar aphotic solvents. What is polar photic solvent? Those solvents in which protons can be formed, like H2O, methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol. Okay, what will happen here? Carboxylic acid also. What will happen here? They will give H plus ions. Is not it? They contain hydroxylic group. So polar photic solvent mostly contain hydroxylic group. So these are the examples of common floating solvents. But in case of a polar aphotic solvent, they don't have H plus or protons. So we call them aphotic. But these are polar solvents but don't contain H plus. And the example are acetone, DMSO, DMF, THF, HMPT, etc. So how polar solvents affect SN reactions? Mostly this type of solvent favors SN1 reactions, because in SN1 mechanism there is formation of a carbocation. As you see here, this is the carbocation. Okay, so this carbocation is stabilized by this polar photic solvent. Here is H2O, which is a polar photic solvent because it gives proton, and this proton will attach to the leaving group L minus, so that this part will be stabilized. That is, the carbocation will be stabilized. Hence, the nucleophile can easily attack to the carbocation to give the product. So we discuss how polar photic solvents favor SN1 mechanism. But in case of polar aphotic solvents, what happens? This favor SN2 mechanism, because a polar aphotic solvent dissolves ionic compounds. Okay, because it is polar, so it can dissolve into ionic compounds, but it solvates the cation like this. Suppose we give NaCl. The solvent is DMSO. The substrate is Rx, and we add NaCl. Okay. So what will happen? The solvent, that is polar aphotic solvent, this will dissolve the Na plus ions from NaCl, okay, solvates the cation by orienting the negative end of its dipole. S double bond O, O is more electronegative than S, so O will carry partial negative charge and S will carry partial positive charge. So the negative of end of the dipole is what? Oxygen. That will orient towards the Na plus, and what will happen? So that Cl minus will be free. And this is the Cl minus, which is the nucleophile. So it will attack to the substrate, giving rise to the transition state. Then it will form the product like this. So we have discussed now how solvent, the nature of the solvent affects the SN reactions. If we use polar protic solvent, that will favorable for SN1 mechanism, and if we are polar aprotic solvent, then SN2 mechanism will be favorable. Next we will discuss effect of attacking nucleophile. We know SN1 reactions are independent of nucleophile. That is, a first order reaction only depends upon the substrate. So in SN1 reactions, the rate is not affected by the nature or concentration of nucleophile. But in SN2 reaction, the rate is affected by the nature and concentration of nucleophile, because as we see, a rate is directly proportional to the substrate as well as nucleophile. Second order reaction, SN2 reaction is a second order reaction. So the rate is affected by the nature and concentration of a nucleophile. So in this part, that is effect of attacking nucleophile, we will talk about SN2 reactions. In SN2 reactions, the order of nucleophilicity of the nucleophile varies depending on substrate, solvent, size of nucleophile, polarizability of nucleophile, etc. When substrate and solvent is the same but nucleophile is different, then how the reaction will go? The first condition is negatively charged nucleophile is stronger than its conjugate acid. Okay. Example is here, OH minus is stronger than H2O. So what will be the reactivity? OH minus will be more reactive than H2O. The nucleophilicity of OH minus is greater than that of H2O. Similarly, in case of NH2 minus and NH3, NH2 minus is stronger than NH3. So we understand the negatively charged nucleophile is stronger than neutral nucleophile. Nucleophilic strength of charged nucleophile is greater than that of neutral nucleophile. Second case is nucleophile whose attacking atom is in the same period of periodic table. So the nucleophilicity will follow the basicity order. Here NH2 minus is here, and the attacking atom is N. In OR minus, the attacking atom is O. Among N minus and O minus, the nucleophilicity of N minus is greater than O minus, because the basicity of this is greater than the basicity of OR minus. And the other nucleophiles follow this order. Then nucleophiles whose attacking atom is in the same group of periodic table. Then what will happen? Nucleophilicity is inversely proportional to basicity. Why? Down the groove, size increases as we see F minus to I minus. The size continuously increases. What will happen? The polarizability will also increase so that the covalent bond making tendency will also increase. Hence, their nucleophilicity will increase. Down the groove, size increases since electron charge density decreases and hence basicity decreases. As basicity decreases, we say nucleophilicity will increase. This is the reason why down the groove nucleophilicity increases, although basicity decreases. Then we will discuss nature of leaving groove. We know in both SN1 and SN2 reaction, there is a step where leaving groove should leave from the substrate. Is not it? Okay. So weaker bases are good leaving grooves. They assist both SN1 and SN2 reactions. Suppose we'll take the example of halides. We know they are good leaving groups, but their order is as follows. From F minus to I minus, the size increases. Polarity as well as electronegativity will also decrease. What will happen? So, CF bond enthalpy and Ci bond enthalpy, if we compare, which will have greater bond enthalpy and which will have less? Less bond enthalpy of Ci, because I has a large size and F has a small size. Okay, this bond is strong, so bond enthalpy will be higher. In Ci, I is a large size, so Ci bond will be less bond enthalpy. So this will easily break and we get I minus easily. Hence I minus is the better leaving groove than F minus. Also, I minus is better leaving groove than other halides. Breaking of the bond to the leaving groove is the rate determining step of both SN1 and SN2 reactions. SN reactions which are very difficult or impossible to occur, those can be carried out by converting poor leaving group to good leaving group. Example is here. OH or OR group are poor leaving group when they connect with or they are from alcohols or ethers. They will not undergo SN reactions. But when these alcohols and ethers are protonated like this and the nucleophile is given, they will give SN reactions. Because OH minus here is a poor leaving group and H2O is a good leaving group. When we converted a poor leaving group to a good leaving group, the impossible reaction becomes possible. These are the factors we discussed which affect the SN reactions. What are they? Substrate structure, solvent effect, Then in solvent effect we discuss polar protic solvent and polar aprotic solvent, and then we discuss how nucleophile affects the SN reactions, and in the last we discuss the nature of the leaving group which affects the SN reactions. I hope this will be helpful for you. Thank you.